Hey, what's up, y'all? Pete here. It's just about 10:10 on February 6th. I'm outside Missouri State Highway Patrol Troop I in Rolla, Missouri. And I've been parked here maybe 10 minutes or so, just kind of waiting to see if anybody else shows up. It was kind of late notice. I only put this date and time on, made it public a few days ago. And thought that maybe someone local would be able and have the interest to come out and join me in stepping into this facility to ask some questions. So thus far since I've been here, I've only seen one person drive up, just looks like an employee, go inside the building. And then behind me is another facility that I have seen a couple people sort of look out one of the bay windows of the garage door there. So I don't know if they may just be taking interest like in the truck or whatever, but I just wanted to give a overview of my gear. I have this GoPro on it's called a Chesty mount. It's hands-free. I really like it. HD camera. Also, since I'm alone and don't have somebody else filming with me, I have a Canon camera set up to film towards the entrance of the building. So that at least gives a little peace of mind that, you know, another angle is covered and that it's not on my person. So, you know, not that stopped people before from taking information and stuff, but I don't know. We'll see what happens, but just going to go in there and try to ask a couple questions and see if anyone wants to have a conversation. So again, if you're not familiar with the situation, check out CopBlock.org/Jeffrey Weinhaus. That's JEFFREYWEINHAUS. Look at double standards already. Only if you have a badge can you have a tool on you to protect yourself. How y'all doing?
Good. Can we help you?
Yeah, I was hoping to speak with Henry Folsom, please.
He's not in today. Could someone else help you?
Yeah. Does he have a colleague or someone that he works with closely?
Okay, what's his reference?
Well, it's in reference to an incident that happened a few months ago.
Okay, what kind of incident?
An incident where to my knowledge, he shot an individual.
What individual? Do we have a name?
Would there be multiple people he may have shot over that time period?
No, sir. I'm just asking you questions, just like you're asking me questions.
Right.
What individual are you talking about?
Well, I don't know if it's as relevant. You know, it should. I would hope that if y'all claim to work for the folks here in Missouri, you guys would want to. You know, be transparent and proactively have him or his colleague come out and have a conversation. But it's in reference to the Jeffrey Weinhaus incident from September 11th.
If that's what it's in reference to, this is what we need to give you. These are the people that you need to contact reference that incident.
So what is this? Y'all aren't willing to have a conversation then?
I'm not saying that. I'm saying this is what we've been told to tell anybody with the investigation.
This is who the people that you need to contact, and that's, no, she's not trying to be evasive. These are the individuals you need to contact, and that should take care of probably all your questions.
Okay, and Mr. Crane, CRAIN, and Miss WEISACOSKY. I just... well, right now that's not relevant. I'm just someone concerned about how the situation unfolded.
Okay. Again, regards to the question you had, that should take care of any questions you might have.
Is it? I mean, is this standard operating procedure that if someone out of this office shoots somebody,
It is. In this situation where the investigation is ongoing, we've been advised to direct all any inquiries, as you can see there, to the prosecuting attorney there in the county in Franklin County Prosecuting Attorney. It's pretty clear who you need to contact if you have any questions. Read that. I think if you read that, it's pretty well self-explanatory.
Right. I mean, I understand y'all are encouraging me if I have questions to speak to this guy,
Sure.
Robert Parks, but
Yes.
I guess for me it kind of just underscores what I see as a lack of transparency. If what's been led to my knowledge.
If you read that, you'll understand there is no lack of transparency. That's why you're being directed to contact the prosecuting attorney. He wants all inquiries and questions there. There is no lack of transparency. That's why we've given you that document of who you need to contact.
Right. Well, when I've called in the past, I mean, the fact that the investigation is being conducted by some of Folsom's colleagues up the road in Weldon Spring, to me, shows a lack of transparency. If the same people working for the same institution investigate their colleagues, you know, I don't know, does that seem like there might be a lack of
Again, sir,
incentives?
Again, sir, I'm going to direct you again, as we've been directed by the prosecuting attorney.
Mm-hmm.
If you have any questions, just contact him.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? He can answer any questions, inquiries and questions, as you can see there. Any type of public reports from our agency has to go through our custodian of records, and that's just the way it is for any case, any and all cases. Okay? Thanks, Jim.
Luke and Rapier.
If you can see his phone number's listed there. Phone number for our custodian of records is listed there. There is nothing in any way, shape, or
Well, okay, so irregardless of the situation, the September 11th incident, do y'all, I assume you guys know Mr. Folsom personally since he works out of this office?
Sir, again, as the paper there states, we're not going to be answering any questions or comments about this case.
Well, that question was not related to this case specifically. It's just in general. I want to try to ascertain Mr. Folsom's demeanor. Does he have a history of being aggressive? Has he shot anybody in the past?
We are not answering questions in regards to this case or any questions of that nature. Please, if we ask you again, your best course is to contact the prosecuting attorney for any questions about this case.
Is this how incidents are usually handled? If people have questions, they're directed to talk to the prosecutor?
Yes, sir, it is.
I mean, thus far, all my inquiries in this situation have been...
She's got business to conduct. I didn't realize that you're asking questions. She's trying to answer calls coming in. There's not much else we can really say or do at this time that will benefit you.
I mean, do you think that sort of level of accountability behooves a good profession to the folks here that pay y'all's salary?
Yes, it is the way when it gets to the point, when any investigation gets to the point where the investigation is ongoing, as it is in this case, and when the prosecuting attorney and that information is turned to the prosecuting attorney, this is quite common. This is the way it is typically done. Yes, sir. And again, you can see his phone number is given there. So again, there's nothing here on our part to try to be evasive because we've given the information to the contact.
I mean, when I've called and spoke with, is it Al Nalberm or whatever up at Troop C, you know, he's pretty much given me the runaround as well, and
There's no runaround being given here at all. That's why we gave you the paper, sir.
well, I mean, let's be honest, if the situations were reversed and Mr. Folsom had been shot by Mr. Weinhaus or some random person, then I think, you know, the fact that Mr. Folsom's name, to my knowledge, hasn't been made public in relation to this situation, it speaks volumes. And the fact that it wasn't just Folsom and his colleague at the scene, but other folks, I mean, if Weinhaus was viewed as a dangerous person, then why didn't they capture video of the encounter themselves? You know, and what the discrepancies that have been noted between the press release from Sarah up at Troop C versus the audio that's later been released, I would think would concern anybody who purports to stand for truth and justice. Are you familiar with that audio that was released?
Sir, if you'll just contact Bob
There you
Parks,
go.
the prosecuting attorney in Franklin County is handling all the inquiries on this. If you'll contact the prosecutor, he's the one that's responsible for filing charges and any investigations that are ongoing in the Franklin County area. So all you need to do is contact him. He'll answer any questions that he can for you.
I mean, Miss Kenley, Kenley, doesn't it showcase to you that if an individual shoots, let's say Mr. Folsom was the shooter in this case.
Sir, you're asking the same questions over and over.
Well, I'm trying to ask different questions.
We're trying to respond to you. Seriously, we're trying to respond to you in the proper way, and we are, and we're giving the information on who to contact, on who to make your inquiry
Right.
with. That is the prosecuting attorney. That is the person, just as it's been stated over and over again here. We can stand here all day, and you can ask the same questions, and we're going to respond the same way.
Right, and for me, that just shows the lack of accountability that's had through these sort of coercive monopolies.
That's right, and I'm sorry for that. But what I can tell you is we have given you the information that we have. If you'll contact Mr. Parks, who is the prosecuting attorney in Franklin County, he can answer your questions.
I mean, let's say I go down the street and I beat somebody up. I'm the one accountable. I should be answerable. I shouldn't have a friend of mine be a spokesperson or a PR person for me, which has happened when people with badges hurt somebody else. It doesn't make sense.
This is the prosecuting attorney. This is the way
They all work. You guys all work for the same
Investigation
institution.
takes place, as it's ongoing, is turned to the prosecuting attorney, and not in any case this is the normal procedure, and that's all we're trying to, again, all we're trying to direct you to, again, is the normal procedure for this case like any other case. Again, you can ask questions, you come up with a multitude of scenarios, but the fact of the matter is, this is the way that you need to go about getting any information, and that's why we've got that there for you. So it's very clear, it's very concise. You can look at it, and even as you leave here, you can look at it and you can say, aha, I need to make the call here or here for that.
Yeah, I understand. You guys have been clear in the information you've given me, and I'm trying to make clear that I don't think, even if this is the
Sir,
standard procedure.
Everybody has an opinion about a lot of things. There's nothing in this world that's 100%, but I can assure you that the information that we're going to give you is going to continue to be the same. You need to contact Mr. Parks, and Mr. Parks will help you.
Right,
He
and I
can answer the
understand.
questions he wants to
And there's
answer.
nothing else, sir, at this point, there's nothing else we can say.
Even if you guys won't have a
We can go
conversation,
back and forth as we are, but we're not going anywhere, are we?
even if you guys
We're not going any further.
don't want to have a conversation and provide me with more information, I would still at least like to share some of my thoughts.
We've had a conversation and we have provided, and that's
Sure.
the whole objective here. We have provided, and hopefully that will be of benefit to you.
Right, and again, all I'm saying is I have this information. I am able to read. I can ascertain this info and act on it if I so choose. But I would prefer to at least share some of my thoughts with y'all about the way this is unfolded. And even if this is the standard procedure, that doesn't necessarily mean it's the best way to handle these sort of incidents, because it could mean that someone who should be held accountable for an aggressive action isn't held responsible because of where they happen to work, because they're insulated by their colleagues that work for a coercive monopoly just like they do. There's
Contact Mr. Parks and let him know of your concerns, and you can talk to him about it.
well, he works for Franklin County, so he too.
Prosecuting attorney's
He is the
office.
prosecuting attorney.
He's not affiliated with the high.
Right, but he too subsists on money that's taken from people under the guise of protecting them, just like Mr. Folsom does. And to my knowledge, he acted in the wrong on September 11th.
The prosecuting attorney works not for law enforcement, they work for everyone. Their job is not just to prosecute, but also to look at the facts and determine whether or not the case needs to be prosecuted.
And they're an elected official.
They are
They are
elected
elected
official.
by the people.
That's right. Every 4 years he's elected. He has to be answered to those people. So again, there you go. I'm not sure where you're from, sir, or how things are where you're from, but I'm sure this is the way it is in Missouri and most every other state. There are these checks and balances. There's ways to try to do this in a proper way, and that's what's happening right here, a very proper way. So again, there you go. Hopefully that will be that'll take care of any other questions you might have.
I mean, I would think, to me, checks and balances allow for cognitive dissonance. It means people like Mr. Folsom aren't directly put under the spotlight for his actions, and it means that there's all these other people that are put in front of folks
I
asking
appreciate your
legitimate
opinions.
questions.
If you can divulge those opinions to the prosecuting attorney and talk to him about it.
Okay. We have nothing else really, I think, to say about this matter. I mean, again, we're just going back and forth here, and there's no other questions. So, I'll tell you what, this matter has been taken care of. I mean, we've answered, I think, gone back and forth and pretty well taken care of the situation as far as any of your questions. What else can we really say?
Well, I mean, I don't think most of my questions have been answered. They've just been referred to speak to this
Exactly.
individual.
And that's where you need to take your questions.
And, well, I guess I'd hope that you guys think about, I mean, I might not be the most eloquent person asking questions, but I hope you think about how the situation with Mr. Weinhaus unfolded, and, you may, if something doesn't jive well on how it unfolded to you, I hope you would speak out and act on according to your conscience, because, if you allow for your colleagues to get away with things wrong for me or somebody else, then
Sir, were you on the scene?
I was not on the scene.
Neither was I.
I agree. Well,
Yeah,
I don't know that,
I'm
but
just
okay.
asking you. I'm just asking you. So the investigation has to be conducted, and Mr. Parks can provide you all the information that you need.
Right, but again, the investigation's being done by some people who work for the same outfit, so it doesn't seem to me that's going to be
I'm
too
telling you, he's
transparent.
elected. I'm not elected. I'm hired.
Well, the investigation was done by folks up at Troop C at Weldon Spring.
If you'll contact Mr. Parks, that's all we need. That's all we can tell you.
We've said it over and over again, and again, the prosecuting attorney is the individual where this lies, and that's why he has requested again what is written there, that all inquiries and questions be directed to him. He does not work for the Missouri State Highway Patrol. As we've said over and over again, he's an elected official who is responsible for the people of that county to make sure that all cases before they go to trial or the evidence is proper, just, and falls under all the the legal requirements. And that's why he has been bestowed with that authority and to be the prosecuting attorney there. And again, that's where you need to go. He does not work for the Highway Patrol, and no connection there whatsoever. He is an elected official, as the captain said, he's an elected official. And
No,
and that's
I,
why, and again,
I
that's why
understand.
we're attempting to be very transparent, as you accuse us not to be, by giving that information, and he is too.
Well,
Giving you the records where
I mean, to speak to your point, Miss, like I wasn't on the scene, and the lack of information that's come out since then, to me, doesn't set a good precedent. You know,
Okay.
I mean, I would hope that if I worked with somebody that I knew shot somebody, I would want to be as transparent as I could. But thus far,
you
there's been
contact
a
Mr.
couple
Parks?
very minimal
Yes,
press
contact Mr.
releases
Parks.
with no other information.
There is nothing else here to say, sir. Again, I've said that a few times, but there is really
I'm
nothing
just
else.
trying to express to y'all my
Okay?
You've expressed it,
You
we
have,
understand.
And you've done, and we understand. We do understand, and you have expressed that, and we really do. We understand you're just trying to make an inquiry here, and that's why we've given you an avenue to make that inquiry, how to make that inquiry. So, okay. Good day. I hope
Have you
have a-
contacted Mr. Parks?
no.
Okay. There you go.
I would suggest that you contact Mr. Parks.
Okay.
I mean, I would go back. I mean, if I talk to Mr. well, I'll find out what my conversation how it goes with him. But
If you haven't made those contacts, we can't help you.
well, you could help me if you had a conversation with Mr. Folsom before or since, or know any other information that's not yet been public.
If you will contact Mr. Parks, that's what I can tell you. I can't say it enough times, and I'm sorry that you're not getting what you want, or that you don't feel fulfilled with this conversation. I'm sorry, but you need to contact Mr. Parks.
So,
Sir, have a good day. We hope, hope that, inquiries with the prosecuting attorney up there, or contact him, or
Missouri State
whoever else.
Highway Patrol.
Hope that will take care of the issue.
I mean, have there been internal memos to you guys about the
Sir,
situation?
You need to contact
Yeah, you need
Mr.
to-
Parks.
We're
done.
We're done.
We
This conversation,
can't answer your questions. We're
Well,
not
you
gonna
choose not
answer any
to
of your-
because of an order. Is that what it is?
We're not gonna comment anymore. This is an ongoing investigation. Please go to the prosecuting attorney's office in Franklin County.
and we have an individual trying to answer calls here right now. They're very important coming in, and we're interfering with that also. And we're not really going anywhere here. So again, have a good day. Hopefully, you'll have.
Right. Well, it's not my intention to interfere. If Mr. Folsom or one of his colleagues wants to have a conversation,
Sir, we have said this over and over again, and we can only repeat ourselves so many times. You can only ask a question so many times. The response is going to be the same. You understand that. This is going nowhere as far as us back and forth. You asking questions, answering, responding the same way. Again,
what I know,
I hope again.
I'm not from the area, but what I know is people that I have spoken with are scared to speak out or scared to
We're
do
not.
it.
That's why we would give you that. That's why.
Well, I know you guys aren't because you guys work with the same guy who shot somebody who based on appearances, based on the lack of transparency, doesn't sit well with me.
This is the way it would be handled, okay?
And it doesn't mean
This
it's
is the way
right.
it is.
It doesn't mean it's right, sir. That's what I'm trying to get across. The fact that y'all investigate
Everybody has
yourselves.
an opinion.
Right.
You need to go to talk to Mr. Parks.
Well, would you say that theft is wrong, miss? Is it wrong to steal from somebody?
Everybody has an opinion.
Is that a factual thing, though? Is theft wrong?
I need you to contact Mr. Parks.
Okay. There you go. We're going to let her get back to her business here. She's got a lot of stuff she's trying to do here, answering the phone and a multitude of other things. We're going to let her get back to her business, and again.
Well, again,
You have a good day,
this
sir.
sort of stonewalling is unfortunately what I've come to expect from these types of things. And you
Well,
guys,
I'm certainly sorry that you.
you
feel
guys
that
have
way.
been pleasant enough, but
You can contact the prosecuting attorney.
Yeah, your statement is your opinion based
Mhm.
upon something. Now, to be quite frank, I think we both agree it's not substantiated at all, considering what we've already, what we've given you there. Again, we're just.
well, do you guys have any personal opinions on the incident or how it's been handled since?
My personal opinion has no significance here.
I would hope so.
But the.
I would hope you would align your
investigation's
actions with your
conducted.
conscience first before an order that you're given, to remain moot about a certain action or whether it's this incident or any other
I can certainly
incident.
appreciate your opinion, but you need to contact Mr. Parks.
So, I mean, are you telling me you defer to an order given
I'm telling
before
you,
your
I
own
appreciate your
conscience?
opinion, and you can talk to Mr. Parks.
Okay. There you go, sir. Again, say it again. That's the way this or any other case is handled. Pure and simple. We're not making any type of exceptions. That's the way it's done.
Right, and I'm just...
Okay? And if you have any comments or any questions or comments about that, then you need to talk to just the judicial process on way.
You
That
can
is your
contact your legislators,
Right.
your representatives,
That
and you
is-
can contact them.
Yeah.
Well, they're not my legislators. I don't think anybody else needs to. I think I can run my own life and can control myself, and I don't need to look to somebody else to do that.
Okay, good.
But
Very good. Sir, again, you have a good day.
I'll share with you guys some information. It's just a decentralized website. We advocate, badges don't grant extra rights, so everyone has the same rights.
Okay.
That's the perspective I advocate.
You're exactly right what you say there. We all do have the same rights. That's what makes our country great. And that's why we have a process by which we go through. And again, that's why we're referring to the PA, and that's because that's where we are in the process. Okay? Okay.
Well, obviously,
day, sir.
yeah, you guys have a good day too, and I hope you do think about how the situation's unfolded, and I'm sure you have because it's gotten attention, but...
We think about how all processes unfold, no matter what the cases are. That is something that's always important to us, to try to do the right thing and try to enforce the law in a very equitable and just way. And I think that we feel that we do that very well, and that's our goal and objective. That's truly and simply, whether it's from traffic to criminal, that's what we're trying to do. And again, that's why we're trying to direct you in the right direction here. Sir, again, you have a good day.
Yeah, you as well.
Okay,
And
take care.
so not too helpful out here. I got this memo they gave me. Says the Franklin County Prosecuting Attorney Robert E. Parks has requested all inquiries or questions regarding the criminal case involving Jeffrey R. Weinhaus be directed to his office. Prosecutor's office is located at 15 South Church, Union, Missouri, 636-538-6370. And the second paragraph says Missouri State Highway Patrol employees of this office cannot release any reports or comments on this case. Missouri State Highway Patrol custodian of records, which can be reached during normal business hours at 573-751-3313, is the individual who has the authority to disseminate Highway Patrol criminal investigation reports to the public. So again, it's essentially a ready-made memo that they had, when I mentioned his name. How's it going, guys? You guys have any comments with the Jeffrey Weinhaus situation with Henry Folsom's?
No, don't know nothing about it.
You guys know Henry Folsom?
Not really.
Well, do you guys work out of this office here?
I work all over the place.
Well, Henry Folsom works out of this office, and to my knowledge, he shot Jeffrey Weinhaus on September 11th. If you guys have any comments that you want to share, you can go to CopBlock.org/submit and share it, because, people do care about other folks, and we're not looking to protect folks just because they have badges on, So some state trooper employees there that clearly know who dude is if they're working out of the same office, but not really too communicative, which again is the MO of their colleagues inside this building, and their colleagues that work for other agencies that have hurt folks in the past. It's what I've come to expect. Well, roll up today to Weldon Spring, 4 p.m. That's where Troop C is. That's where the folks who did the investigation into the shooting work, so we'll see what they say.